Hi, I'm Mike Bartos, and this is our contrast platform. One of my favorite ways to use our contrast platform is for quick release technique. Quick release technique is going to take a training partner and a barbell. You're going to stand on the platform, pull as hard as you possibly can. While you're doing this, the partner is going to be holding you on the ground. That's buying you time. In this time, you're going to allow your body to manifest more force, and when your partner releases, it's just like a trigger release. You're going to be putting a lot of force into a very light barbell, and there's going to be high force production throughout the entire range of motion. Aside from the quick release technique, this platform is great for traditional isometrics. We all know why isometrics work. You're producing more force in specific positions where you're weak, and by spending more time there and producing more force, you get stronger throughout the entire range of motion. When using this platform, one of the key advantages is you're going to get to those positions in the same position that you're going to be from pulling in the ground. When you pull against a really light bar or an empty barbell into pins, sometimes you're in a compromised position or something that's not relevant to where you're going to be on a maximal lift. Here, you're going to slowly be able to get into your weakest position, have a training partner stop you mid-range, and then have the benefit of actually finishing the whole range of motion. So when using this platform, you don't necessarily have to utilize quick release technique, where after the isometric pull, you're blasting all the way to lockout. You could perform repetitions on this piece where you pull into the sticking position, have a training partner hold you there for somewhere between 2 to 5 seconds, lower the bar back down to the ground, and then repeat for as many reps as you need. One technique that we've used on here is what we call a ladder deadlift. This is an isometric exercise where you're actually going to pull and stop in 3 different positions. You could stop in mid-shin, back down to the ground, mid-knee, back down to the ground, and then mid-thigh back down to the ground. So rather than having to do multiple sets, you could do 3 isometric pauses covering the entire range of motion all in one set. For athletes and coaches that utilize pause deadlifts in their training, this is also a really great tool. The coach could have 100% control of where the athlete stops. Rather than using a verbal cue, the coach could control on the pulley, stop the lifter exactly where they want them, and then after the pause period, the lifter could return the barbell back to the ground. So on our contrast platform, there's 3 different ways to use eccentrics. What we just demonstrated there was eccentrics for hypertrophy. You're going to lift a lighter barbell to the ground. Once you complete the lift, your partner is going to start giving you resistance, and you're going to lower somewhere between 5 and 8 seconds. When training for hypertrophy and taking on the advantages that the overload eccentric is going to bring, I recommend doing sets that are going to allow you to be under tension somewhere between 40 and 60 seconds. So hypertrophy is going to be somewhere between 40 and 60 seconds. When using eccentrics for strength, I recommend having a little bit more of a load on the barbell, somewhere around 80%, and have your partner pulling maximally, trying to lower you down to the ground. Because you're stronger eccentrically than you are concentrically, it's going to be a heck of a fight for both of you. But I recommend these sets to be much shorter and stay somewhere between 1 and 3 reps for 3 to 5 seconds on the eccentric. And when training for power, you could also utilize this contrast platform for eccentrics. I recommend lifting a bar somewhere in a 50 to 60% range as explosively as possible and do what's called a Ripcord Deadlift. Your training partner is going to pull down as you lower the bar for that 1 to 2 second period, and when you return to the ground, you're going to be ready and have more stored elastic energy in your muscles because of the eccentric overload, and the second rep of the set is going to move much faster because of it.